Welcome back to another episode of the Disrespected VXR. In this episode I'm fixing a few issues that I've had with the VXR, including replacing the air filter which got a hole in it during the 500-mile drive at the end of the last video, fixing the awful brake squeal I've had since the video where I did the brakes because my EBC yellow stuff pads didn't come with new anti-vibration springs, fixing a small boost leak with a big Michelor hose clamp, and taking the interior apart and fitting a 40mm gear stick raiser from Sprogli Motorsport, which takes care of the weirdly low gear stick position the stock Astra has. Starting with the brakes, it's as easy as taking the wheels off, taking the old springs out with a pair of pliers, and then shoving some new ones in. The springs were £7 off eBay, they look a lot better than the used ones, and they fixed the brake squeal right away.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy. How to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome. But try to do what you love when it's said and done, cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, every day, late at night.
Next up is this pesky boost leak on the top hat. I've tried tightening the clamp up a couple of times now, but oil keeps appearing on the outside of the pipe indicating a boost leak. It turns out the hose clamp was actually square rather than round, which explains why there was oil coming out of the top and the bottom where the clamp was bent. A super strong Michelor T-bolt clamp from the pile of spares I have from my 33 psi hybrid turbo Vectra sorted the problem pretty quickly. Next, the awful holy foam pipe across air filter that's too big for the engine bay and gets squished by the bonnet needs replacing. I recently picked up this 114mm comb filter from Sprogli Motorsport with their 80mm Venturi MAF housing, which is actually 3D printed and offers better flow than a standard 80mm cone by smoothly stepping down the airflow from the widest part of the comb filter to the 80mm MAF housing. To fit this, you have to unscrew your original MAF element from your MAF housing using a special 5-prong security Torx bit that I've never seen before and cost me a tenner for a set off Amazon. You then use the existing screws to affix this to the new Venturi MAF housing, doing one turn back out for every 2 turns in to make sure you don't crack the 3D printed part while cutting the threads. Time to get it fitted to the car.
Feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran, said no, man, I still go. Go, 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 you got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the grey matter like some batter in your brain.
Next up, the car desperately needs a wash. The front is splattered with flies and the arches are full of mud from about 480 miles driven in one day through Scotland and the Pennines at the end of the last video. Nothing a bit of snow foam, a wash mitt and some alloy wheel cleaner won't fix though.
Push past all the pain and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
With the car cleaned up, it's time for the final bit of prep before the drive to pod. This is a 40mm gear stick raiser, which I also got with my order from Sprogli Motorsport. This fixes the weirdly low stock gear stick position on the Astra, meaning you don't have to move as far from the steering wheel to the gear stick to change gear, and give it a more comfortable driving position. The 40mm size is the tallest you can fit while retaining the factory gear stick gaiter. You can go higher or lower with the different options from their website, but the 40mm one already stretches the gaiter, and any smaller and you probably wouldn't notice a difference. To fit the gear stick raiser, you have to take out the center console, which has screws in the front footwells, screws under the ashtray, which just pops out, one screw in front of the handbrake, screws on the sides in the middle which require moving the seats all the way forwards for access, and one nut under the rear cup holder which is held in by two plastic pins that prise out. Then, after lifting the centre console out, you can undo the 4 bolts holding the shift assembly to the floor. Slide the 40mm spacer underneath and fasten it back down with the longer bolts provided.
I know that time can heal it all if you're patient, and soon it can all be worth it. All the searching, pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts.
Here's how everything looks with the gear stick raiser installed.
It's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no.
Finally, the centre console can be put back together and screwed in.
Please, you're all too loud, you don't speak quietly. Opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta.
40mm doesn't sound like a lot, but with this mod the gear stick is noticeably closer to the steering wheel and shifts feel more positive. The gator is a bit stretched to start with, and if the clips on yours are loose it may pop out, but this never happened to me. Leaving the car in reverse overnight stretched the gator enough that there's now no gap when using reverse or first. With a short shifter installed, there would be no stretching at all. With all that finally done, it's time to meet up with the boys and set off down to Santa Pod Raceway for Run What Ya Brung.
I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost without my own win. I miss the old you. We die with a purpose.
Joining us for the trip is Ryan's 380 brake S3, Bailey's 240 brake ST180, and Ben in his GT86.
They do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you.
For our second runs of the day, me and Bailey lined up against each other for a 240 brake horsepower hot hatch shootout. Little did we know, only one of our cars would survive the run. Just like that, the Fiesta had toasted its clutch. However, the VXR only managed a super slow, low 15-second pass, so it would have got a one-way ticket to Gapistan if the Fez didn't brake.
That's what I'm following.
The ST has done its clutch, and the owner is not very happy. VXR perfectly reliable.
So you can actually check if you want.
How do we get free photos of James? Sick.
So, ST owner, how's your day gone?
Brilliant.
Would you like to explain to the viewers at home? No? Too salty?
Ryan's got twice as many clutches as me now.
Yeah. Next up, I raced against Ryan's 380 brake Audi S3. This was never going to be close, but it's always fun to see the S3 shoot off and make nippy front-wheel drive cars look like your nan's Yaris down the strip. Now it's time to make the GT86 owner really wish he had a turbo. To finish off the day, I got the car on Fortune Performance's mobile dyno for a couple of runs. The VXR made 170 wheel horsepower, which is quite a bit lower than it should be stock. I can only guess this is down to the turbo back straight through exhaust that's fitted and not mapped in, causing bad lambda readings. The dyno operator also said it felt super lazy compared to most VXRs and the bottom end torque just wasn't there. Hopefully in a few months I should be fitting a top hat, front mount and getting the car tuned, but in its current state being down on power, and with the insane wheel hop I was fighting when launching from any more than 1500 RPM, was barely pulling on 190 brake GT86 and doing 1 second slower times than most standard Astras. I'll leave you with this clip of the S3 getting wrecked by a V8 swapped Ford Focus. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.